Good morning, good morning, good morning. How we doing? I'm sipping on water now in a coffee mug. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Oh my goodness. So it looks like we're about to start. No, we already started this. This is chapter 7. Oh boy, excuse me. Oh, still waking up. Time is 6:38. 6:38, May 9th, 2025. Okay. Chapter 7. The Dark Thing. It is it's Friday, y'all. We gonna move forward. Let's go. Let's go. Let's move forward. Let's go. The Dark Thing. Freddy, whispered Jacob. With the spirit thing by his side, it got the feeling the boy was up to no good. It could feel a certain kind of energy emitting from him. Kind of like when someone or something is about to do something that goes against the norm. Those vibes were strong and coming from Jacob like a hot heater when the house is already hot enough. I got a note here. Did you speak about the other spirit at the pond? Okay. Hold on one second, y'all. All right, we're back. Okay, we're gonna try to do it. I mean, we're gonna do it this time, y'all. I'm not even gonna front, man. It's Friday. Had another rough week, but we're still here. All right, so let's get it. Okay. With the spirit thing by his side, it got the feeling the boy was up to no good. It could feel a certain kind of energy emitting from him. Kind of like when someone or something is about to do something that goes against the norm. Those vibes were strong and coming from Jacob like a hot heater when the house is already not hot. Excuse me, I'm sorry. When the house is already hot enough. Around that same time, the spirit thing saw it again. The other thing, the dark, shadowy thing that also followed the boy home from the pond. It was there, moving like a snake, creepily coiling its way up Jacob's neck. No one could see it. If the spirit thing were in an actual body, its breathing would have been that of an Olympic sprinter coming in second, desperately trying to catch the person ahead of it. What to do? Watching as the dark thing went up further and further, finally making its way into the boy's left ear hole, then funneling its way in like dirty water. Okay, finally making its way to the boy's left ear hole, not into. Then funneling its way in like dirty water spinning down a drain. Let's go to your place, Jacob said. In his hand was an empty backpack. Why? Freddie asked. I'll tell you when we get there. And stop talking so fucking loud. Frederick winced before complaining. But I'm hungry. The food ain't going nowhere, Jacob insisted. As the music from the garage began to fade without notice, the two boys headed further out into the front yard where the crickets and cicadas were serenading the stars. The insects seemed to be playing the soundtrack for whatever this other Jacob was getting himself into. What are we doing? Freddie whispered. Freddie, you can talk normal now, said Jacob. Okay, y'all, I'm not an actual narrator, or I'm not even used to reading out loud, even though I'm about 71 pages in. Plus, it literally feels like my head is about to explode right now. And that's after 3 Excedrins, a cup of coffee, and I'm drinking water now. Maybe I'm dehydrated. I don't know. Or maybe too much caffeine and I need to cut back. I think it's the latter. Maybe all of the above. But I'm going to tell you right now, man. You don't know how strong you are until you are tested. And I'm going to tell you a short story. Story time. I need to take up a little time today. 2007. Well, I'll actually start with 2000. The year 2000. I got out of the Army in 1999. And my wife can attest to this. Not the Army part. I mean, she can with that too, but that's not the important part. Guy by the name of Lewis Brown. My first defense contracting job. I'm sorry, y'all. Taking out my trash. I can't see where to throw it. I normally throw it in the doorway, but I can't even see over there. It's dark. Put another trash bag in. Or in this case, TJ Maxx. I gotta get more trash bags. 2000, I got a job. Just pulled. Might be time to get a new cheap headset. No, I'm gonna get a good one this next time. 2000, I started working for a company called Dynacor. First defense contract job. Guy by the name of Lewis Brown. He saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. I did see it, but I was too scared. They had a position. They had basically 3 positions. Boss. That was Lewis. By the way, Lewis was not the boss when I first started. He was just a regular mechanic. But he was retired military, so that put him to the top of the pole. So when he got his position, he assembled a team, and he chose me as one of the guys on his team. Me and Lewis used to bump heads so much, all the time, just constantly bump heads. I'm the young 20-something, 22-year-old. He's the retired Army 40-something-year-old. And he saw something in me that I saw it, but I was too scared. Like I said, they only had a few positions: boss, senior mechanic, and mechanic. He saw me as a senior mechanic, and he kept trying to force it on me. Finally, he did force it on me, and I had to take the position. It was like a 50-cent raise, but so now I'm in charge. I got my own team. I got my own vehicles that I'm in charge of, and I absolutely knocked it out of the box. It was too easy. The job was too easy. I mean, it was not hard at all. That was my first time getting a leadership position, and then every single job I went on after that, every defense contracting job, I ended up somehow being some type of supervisor or something like that. Never kept a position long because contracts you move like every year, every 6 months, every whatever. But I say all that to say, when I'm in my early 20s, I had that position and I didn't really want it. Fast forward now. Fast forward 2007. I find myself in this position again where another guy sees me. He's like, and my boss left, and it left me and another guy who had to step in that position because my boss left the country, left Iraq because of, it's Iraq and it's wartime and people are getting shot at. And so he left. He was never in the military. So I saw then that veterans, even though they're out of the military, especially Army veterans, Marine veterans, those type, we don't see life the same way. because when this guy, he was in a helicopter and he got shot at, apparently, he was ready to go. He was ready to go. And I understand. I have been in situations where I was ready to go too. Yeah, and I'm a veteran. But anyways, he left. Another boss, another situation. His name was Rick Wilson. He said, "Tag, you're it." I'm like, "What you mean?" Well, he said, "Well, Dennis left, so Tag, you're it." I'm like, "What you mean?" Now, I never got the little 50 cent uplift, but I got all the responsibility, and this responsibility was 100 times worse than anything I've ever seen. I'm in Iraq now. I'm in charge now. I'm in charge of training soldiers. I'm in charge of thousands of vehicles. Bringing the vehicles in country, integrating those vehicles, getting those vehicles out to the soldiers and the Marines and the Air Force and Navy, whoever, civilians. And so, like, overnight, my responsibilities went from hardly anything to one of the most important people in Baghdad. This is a true story. Yeah, one of the most important people in Baghdad in wartime. And I think back on this, and I'm like, how in the hell did this high school dropout from Dorchester, South Carolina, end up in this position? I'm looking at CNN reporters, General Petraeus, generals in general, congressmen, congresswomen coming through. I had to train a 2-star general on how to drive these vehicles. I mean, we had a congresswoman come through, black lady from California. I got a business card, but I lost it. But she could really drive these 60,000 pound vehicles. I mean, she drove RG33. She drove a 60,000 pound vehicle like it was a damn Tesla. I say all that to say this, man. I'm built for this shit. The shit that you see on the screen right now, it may be taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, but this is what I'm built for. And I relate this to Baghdad. I relate this to my first time having any responsibility. This is really light work compared to that stuff. I was so stressed out, I used to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I had my own, that was my first time having a company car. I get in the company car. In Baghdad, we had a green zone. The green zone was good, but you go out of the green zone, you're in Baghdad. So I would just drive around all of Baghdad, 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to get my head right. Never got paid for that position. Never really got thanked for that position. But I thought back, when I first got this job, is when I started thinking, I was like, you know what? When I first got to Baghdad, I remember we had a DRMO. That's like a junkyard for all the vehicles that was blown up. And they had a tarp to cover the fence so you couldn't see inside. But a large portion of that tarp was just ripped apart from wind. You're in the desert, so the wind just ripped that apart. Nobody ever fixed it. So when we drove in every morning on the bus, you could look through that part. And I remember looking through and seeing, as far as the eye could see, Humvees that didn't look like Humvees anymore. Looked like somebody, because they were hit with IEDs. And I'm looking at these Humvees like, okay, that person did not, nobody in that Humvee survived. Because I can't even make that out as a Humvee. Nobody in that Humvee survived. Nobody in that Humvee survived. Again, as far as your eye could see. And I remember when the MRAPs started coming in the country, we would have soldiers go out the gate, get hit by an IED, and you see them same soldiers later on in the cafeteria, in the DFAC, and they'll come up to you and be like, "We got hit yesterday." Everybody walked away. Some of us had a little headache, but these vehicles, they're doing their job. And I started thinking, wow, I was a part of something way bigger than what I thought. Because after the MRAPs came in the country, bagged Iraq and Afghanistan, I was in both places, the death rate went down as far as U.S. soldiers or whoever else was in the MRAPs. U.S. soldiers, Australians, whoever. Ugandans, whoever was in them. Anyways, y'all, it's been over 15 minutes. And I'm sorry, but today it wasn't a bust. I did talk. Y'all got to know a little bit more about me. But I'm not gonna do you guys like that. We're gonna stop it right here at 16 minutes, okay? Till next time, this is Anthony L. Kelly. Y'all be blessed. I'm out.